So all the big free agents have either gone back to their teams or signed pretty much where they were expected to be signed. Pretty much all the big free agents are sorted except for the restricted free agents, and there's still some crazy contracts going out. It's looking like Otto Porter is going to get a max deal. Otto Porter, $25 million a year, more than Anthony Davis. I know, it's ridiculous. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about who I think might possibly be the best free agent left. The best free agent that hasn't been signed by a team. And this guy could be got for the cheap. And I think that the best team to sign him is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So if you've ever watched Olympic basketball, if you've ever watched EuroLeague, or if you've ever watched any of the international competitions, you know who this guy is. This guy was the best player in the 2014 World Cup, and that's not a question. He was the best player in the 2014 World Cup, and in the 2016 Olympics was one of the best players in the competition as well, scoring 22 points in the semi-final win for Serbia, and was the best player for Serbia, ahead of the likes of Nikola Jokic, who's an NBA star. This guy's name is Milos Teodosic. Teodosic is widely known as the best European player outside of the NBA. And for years, Teodosic played in EuroLeague. Teodosic last season played for CSKA Moscow. Last season in EuroLeague, he averaged 16.1 points in only 27.6 minutes. And you might be thinking, oh, he's only averaging 16 in EuroLeague. He's not going to do much in the NBA. Well, he's not going to be a star in the NBA. He could honestly average something close to that off the bench. Because if you guys know anything about EuroLeague, you know that nobody drops 30 a game. Nobody drops, most people don't even drop 20 a game. That's a rarity in EuroLeague. Because it's so much more of a team game. There's so much more passing. There's a lot less ISO ball. There's not that many individuals that score a ton of points. And the game is also 8 minutes shorter. So that really doesn't help with getting padding stats. Teodosic shot 44% from the field, which is not the best, and he shot around 40% from 3, and is a career around 40% three-point shooter. The three-point line is slightly closer, so I'd say he's probably going to shoot a little bit less than 40% when he goes to the NBA, which is still a solid number. He shoots 90% from the line, but his scoring is not his biggest asset. While he's a scorer, he's going to be capable of scoring at the NBA level. There's no doubt about that. He's one of the best passers in the world. And you might think I'm crazy, but even NBA fans know that a lot of the best passers of the ball are Europeans. An awful lot of the time when Europeans come into the NBA, they're well able to pass the ball. They're not as athletic. Rubio is possibly the best passer in the NBA. Maybe LeBron, Rondo, Chris Paul, you could argue, but Rubio is up there. Rubio's up there with the best passers, but he can't shoot. Teodosic can shoot, and he can shoot really, really well. The only problem with Teodosic is that he doesn't really play defense particularly well. That's why I think the Minnesota Timberwolves would be a perfect team for him to play on. Because as you guys know, Tom Thibodeau is one of the best defensive coaches in basketball. But one thing that he seems to be able to do is he's able to take not great defenders and put them on a team and make them good team defenders. A prime example of this is Kyle Korver with the Chicago Bulls. Kyle Korver was a big part of that Chicago Bulls team in 2011 and 2012. Playing over 20 minutes a game in both of those seasons and averaging over 8 points a game, while shooting over 40% from 3 in both of those seasons off a few attempts. But Kyle Korver's team defense is one of his most underrated things, and I think that's what Tom Thibodeau can help Milos Teodosic. While he's not Ricky Rubio level at getting steals, I think Ricky Rubio is a great defender. He is going to be competent, maybe, as a defender at the pro level, but to be honest, he's not going to be needed to defend that much because of how good he is on offense. And I know you might be saying, oh, he's a EuroLeague player, he's not going to perform like that against the best in the world. Who knows? Because you guys know how well he's played at an international level. Eurobasket.com made their own All-Olympic Games team in 2016, and Teodosic was on the first team with NBA players, Patty Mills, who had a great tournament for Australia, Pau Gasol, who's one of the best players in international tournaments there is, and Kevin Durant. He made the All-Olympics first team over Carmelo Anthony, over DeAndre Jordan, over DeMarcus Cousins, who all had great tournaments, over Klay Thompson, who had a great tournament as well. He also steps up big time in big games. As I've said already, 22 points in the Olympic semi-final against Australia, and the Australian team were good. Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, Andrew Bogut, they were a nice team. and he was the best player by far in that semi-final, where the Serbians destroyed them. And then you look back at the 2014 World Cup in the semi-final versus France, and that was the France team that knocked out Spain. The year was predicted Spain could give USA some trouble with the two Gasol brothers and Serge Ibaka. But Teodosic in the semi-final shot 4 of 5 from 2, 5 of 7 from 3, and ended the game with 24 points, only missing 3 shots against a great France team. And in the final against America, while he did only score 10 points, shot over 50% from the field and dished out 7 assists. And again, if you guys still think I'm lying, I'm going to read out some of his stats from the last nearly 10 years. 2009 Eurobasket, 14 points, 5 assists. 2010 World Championships, 11.3 points, 5.6 assists. 2011 Eurobasket, 11.3 points, 5.7 assists. 2014 Basketball World Cup, 13.6 points, 4.4 assists per game. 2015 Eurobasket, 11.8 points, 7.1 assists. 2016 Olympics, 12.1 points, 5.4 assists. And these are against players of almost NBA level. A lot of the teams, Australia wouldn't be a bad NBA team, Spain would not be a bad NBA team, and Serbia definitely wouldn't be a bad NBA team. And he's playing with and against guys of an NBA level at these tournaments. And hopefully by now you guys can kind of understand that, okay, maybe this guy is going to be a good NBA player. But it's not just that. This guy is possibly the most exciting free agent that you've never heard of. He's probably the most exciting player you've never heard of. Milos Teodosic is showtime. Some of the stuff that he can do on the court, you'll never see an NBA player be able to do. He's one of the most skilled players in the world. While he doesn't have the elite athleticism to be a star at the NBA level, which he's not going to be, Milos Teodosic is not going to be a star in the NBA. He's going to be a great sixth man. He's going to be a great role player. He's going to be a really solid player for any team in the NBA. Milos Teodosic is going to be a fan favorite wherever he ends up. Because unlike Ricky Rubio was a fan favorite when he first came into the league. Don't forget, when he first came into the league in his rookie year, people thought he was going to be a superstar. Then they realized he couldn't shoot. The difference is Teodosic is 3 years older than Ricky Rubio, and he can shoot. He's already proved he can shoot. Well, he's not going to be a star. He's going to be a fan favorite wherever he goes. I genuinely think that he's the perfect signing for Minnesota. They can get him cheap. He's a great player to back up Jeff Teague. While personally, no, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go far enough to say that he's better than Jeff Teague. But I do think that he'll be exceptional as their kind of backup leading their bench unit, because he is a ball dominant player, but he's a great passer, he's a playmaker, and he's going to put the ball in the basket and make his teammates better. Another team that I think should look hard at this guy is the San Antonio Spurs. He could fit seamlessly with the Spurs. If he can manage to pick up his defense, he would fit seamlessly with them. A great playmaker, and with players like Manu Ginobili, who's going to retire more than likely next year. Players like him, Tony Parker may never be the same after this injury. They missed out on Kyle Lowry, and if they end up signing Rose, I think they'll regret it. But Teodosic could be the perfect player for the San Antonio Spurs to sign. They've gotten great help out of Patty Mills, who they signed after the last Olympics. Maybe they can go and sign Teodosic and he'll be great. The Timberwolves are pushing hard for this guy, and I think it's the perfect thing for the Timberwolves to do. He's going to be a fan favourite, he's going to be really effective, he's going to lead their bench unit, and I genuinely think that he could be the difference between the Timberwolves ending up as an 8th seed and the Timberwolves ending up as a 5th, 6th seed. I think the Timberwolves are going to make the playoffs, but his performance off the bench could genuinely, you might think I'm crazy, be the difference between them winning maybe 3 to 5 extra games in the year, and I think the West is going to be so tight that those games are going to make a massive difference. But who knows, I could be crazy. I am the same guy that said that Luka Doncic was a better prospect than Michael Porter. To be honest, the exact reason why you guys think Michael Porter is a better prospect is the reason why I think Luka Doncic is a better prospect. I haven't watched that much of Michael Porter, you guys haven't watched that much of Doncic, and for a lot of people saying that Teodosic isn't going to be good, they just haven't watched the guy. You're comparing Teodosic to players like Sergio Rodriguez when they're not that much like each other, and to be honest, I think that Sergio Rodriguez could be a great contributor on an NBA team, but he just didn't work out that well for the Sixers last year. In my opinion, Teodosic is probably a top 30 guard in the world, and hopefully if he does go to the NBA next year, he gets a chance to prove it. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.